Often it's hard to find the truth. Sometimes it leaves you blind.
Yes, sir. The truth will leave you blind, baby.
The truth. It brings you to the light.
Sure does bring you to the light. People don't want to hear the truth.
Showing you wrong from right.
Oh, it does show you wrong from right. Let's go. Get the glow sticks out. Let's rock this. The truth in the SML back once again. And you know what time it is. Let's go. The truth. The truth is back. I'm Coach Paulie here, the one and only host of The Truth, as we bring you the truth, put the kids to bed, and let the wives watch shows upstairs while you tune into The Truth. You know, it's been a while, but it's a pleasure to be here once again. This show, we'll bring on a caller once again. I think everybody knows who it is, you know, because this guy is a frequent flyer on The Truth because, you know, we usually bring on only the best on The Truth. And next, this show, we're going to give you a run around the SML, who's hot and who's not. That's what we're going to tell everybody straight from The Truth, give a couple predictions on the playoff runs from multiple teams. And then at the end of the show, I'm going to take, you know, my reputation and I'm going to put it out there because I've had a feeling the last couple nights I've woken up to an idea and to something that I think is going to happen in the SML this year. And during water cooler talk for the boys, I'm going to give my prediction. It's big. You know, this could really, you know, dethrone The Truth as the true truth provider of the SML. But this might be dethrone me if this prediction is not true by the end of the cycle. But I'm going to drop it during water cooler talk for the boys at the end. But without further ado, let's play the theme music. We know what this means.
The champ is here! The champ is here! The champ is here! The champ is here! The champ is here!
Yes, sir. The champ is here. Coach Prime, how you doing, buddy?
Hey. I love being on the show. Thanks for having me, Coach P. I'm great.
Good. Have you finished all your, you know, I know it's been a little while now. Have you finished all your press conferences and all your vacations from the Super Bowl run?
Yeah, I was sleepy for a while there. I was kissing babies, shaking hands, but back to business, man. We're about to make another run, but what a run that was. Fun time for sure.
Yeah, man. So the first question, I got about 6 for you. What was your toughest game? I'm going to ask you one about last season and last playoff. What was your toughest playoff game last season? Was the Super Bowl, AFC Championship, Wild Card? What was it?
Yeah, good question. I had expected the Super Bowl to be my easiest game. Actually, I maybe discredited Straw a little bit. And he was actually my toughest game. Dan didn't play me all that close like I expected. And Straw, I mean, he had a chance with 20-some-odd seconds left to throw a touchdown and win the game, maybe based off a mistake I made. But Straw gave me a good game.
And he shouldn't have because, I don't know, watching a lot of the games and stuff, he's good. But, you know, I don't think he's there quite yet. You know what I mean? I think you kind of kept him in the game more than you should have. I don't know. I could be wrong.
I made some mistakes that game, but hey, you know what? Even when you're not on your A game, the best find a way.
Yeah, that's true, and you know how to do it better than anybody else. So now question number 2, what percentage would you give the SML of you sweeping the cycle and winning all the ships this cycle, all 8? Say we play 8, we usually play 8. You got to tell the truth right now. What's your confidence level? If you were going to give a percentage to the good folks of the SML, what would it be?
I'll say this. If I win all 8, this will be my last cycle. No better way to retire on top. I'm going to give it, and I think it's higher than, realistically, it should be really low. But I'm going to give it a 60% chance of happening. I'm feeling good. My team isn't even what it needs to be yet. Keep in mind, the first Super Bowl I won, the Colts, they're not a great team. Mm-hmm. Anthony Richardson wasn't a superstar throughout the season. He was in the Super Bowl, but he had crappy abilities. He's going to become an X factor. Josh Downs is going to become a superstar. My defense hasn't even developed yet. Kwity Paye just became a superstar. This team is in the early stages of its development. I think there's a chance.
Yeah, and I do too. Looking at it and looking at the competition, I think the AFC is going to be the biggest. I'll go over that later in water cooler talk, but you know, the GOAT said 65%. You heard it here first. Let's go on to the next question here. A little GOAT ringtone there. Let's see that. Okay, Number 3, with all the coaches leaving and coming in the SML and dynamics have changed, who would you say now is your current rival? The only guy maybe you see could stand in your way in going to that, all 8 Zimbardis, something that's never probably been done before.
Say I haven't played QP yet this cycle,
This
so I don't know
cycle,
what
really?
he's like.
Wow.
Yep, haven't. So our first game's actually this advanced, believe it or not, coming up Thursday. So I don't know about him yet, but right now, based on everybody I've played or I've seen, if he gets his team right, I think Matt, and here's why. Matt plays a style of defense and a style of offense that always gives me fits. We all have matchups. Think back in the 2000s, Peyton Manning struggled against the 3-4 Belichick defense. He struggled against the Chargers 3-4 defense, but he lit up everybody else. I struggle against Matt. He just plays a really solid game. He's Floyd Mayweather. He dodges and moves, and he throws the jab. And in the 12th round, I find myself down by 3. I mean, he's a good player.
Wow, and I think that's a hint from everybody in the SML that's a contender to go watch Matt's defense, because if it stifles Prime, I think we have to add into our arsenal so we can have a chance. You know what I mean? So that's all I'll say about that. So next question, we got: what's one thing you would add and one thing you would subtract to make this game a little better than it is now?
Good question. So first thing I would subtract is the ability to run the ball as easily as you can. I'm not going to get into the whole shotgun, under center run. It's easy to get 6-7 yards a clip every run. And what that does is it makes players who aren't really good players, it shortens the skill gap in the game. And I think that hurts. I think that hurts the game sometimes, because guys who shouldn't win sometimes do win. And as a guy who feels like he should win, I don't like that. One thing I would like to add to the game is probably something more from the game management standpoint in terms of player management. And it got to be ability related. Just EA to add in a system that assigns the correct abilities to players. So guys like Tom Brady aren't getting bulldozer or something, like it's just, or jukebox. Like Tom Brady's never going to need jukebox.
But
so
is that
guys
something
like
that used to be in the game that kind of fell through? Like, I thought it never used to be this bad.
It seems worse now than ever. I don't know at one point if I thought they had said they corrected it, but I don't know. There's a lot of things said, and I feel like that hurts the product.
Yeah, no, without a doubt. No, those are good points. On the first point, the running game, I'm an old school guy. I know, actually, that was a good point you made. It does even the competition. I'm getting beat by guys that I've never got beat before because I can't stop the run a lot of times. But being an old school coach myself, like, I'm not the guy that says, he ran too many shotguns or he ran too many this. I'm the guy that says, hey, if I can't stop it, he should run all over me. That's just my perspective on how I play things. Like, obviously, in a video game, some video game is overused. But if I can't stop it, the first person I look at is me. I don't go crying to anybody. That's just the way I am. I've always been in real life, but, in somewhat in trying to bring it into the game. You know what I mean? But I understand the running is, it makes a lot of people better. But that could also work the other way and give some people a chance that wouldn't regularly have a chance, right?
Yeah. From a league perspective, it adds parity, and I think that's what you want as a commissioner. Yeah. As a player and competitor, as Prime, I just want to win. But as a commissioner, I think it does promote. It gives guys opportunity, like you said, and for the league overall, I think that's a good thing.
Yeah, and look at Tiny and Woods. Even they're doing good with the running thing. So I'm saying, like, even Little Meats. You know what I mean? So
yeah.
All right, so I got 2 more questions. I know you got a game. Huge game, fellas. Huge game tonight. Bears and Straw going at it. Bomber and Straw. 2 more questions. This is a good one. Most overrated coach in the SML currently. Don't be afraid to tell the truth here. We're on the truth. Let's go.
I wasn't ready. Oh, Lord.
Think about that.
I'll say it. Dan.
Dan. So you're telling me he's the most overrated currently because he's lost a step? Because he used to be, people used to be afraid of him and ask him. Now he just drops random things in chat. I found something, and then he goes quiet. I mean, that's Dan nowadays. But so explain.
Go back if you look in chat, and I urge everybody listening to this. Type in SML social chat. There's a search button at the top. You can search from a specific member, and you can search keywords. Search from Prime. search weatherman. And you can find posts from me talking about Dan from 2 years ago, because very early on I learned that Dan's studying and Dan's prep and everything he wants to be the grand wizard. He wants to be, he wants to be Dumbledore, and he's not. He's a weatherman, because he throws stuff at the wall, and then the days he says it's going to rain, it's going to snow, and the day he says it's going to be sunny, it rains. And the truth is, his offense, he acts like he adds all this new stuff. He adds some new plays occasionally, but it's the same offense. Everybody says Prime runs the same offense. Dan has run the same offense the last 3 cycles, and I can name plays if you want me to name plays. Gun split close. There's the in route from the right side receiver that he takes it 5 yards shorter. I mean, the list goes on and on. He is not a good passer. RPOs, he doesn't look to throw the pass. Dan he's not diverse. He's not elite anymore.
Wow.
His better days are past him. He's expired like a glass of milk out in the 80-degree sun. I'm sick of hearing about it. Dan will never beat me in the playoffs ever again.
Wow. Wow. Get out the way. Wow, bitch. Get out the way, pretty much, Prime just said. Holy moly. All right. So last question, Dan. If that doesn't motivate you, I don't know what will. The greats get motivated, and those who aren't great, just lay down, bud, and be the hammer, not the nail. That's my number one thing that I tell the kids: be the hammer always, not the nail. So, last question. Yep. Okay, last question here. If you were a GM at a football team, all right, a real football team, if you were a GM, who currently in the SML would be your head coach, offensive coordinator, and defensive coordinator, and why?
Head coach. Well, let me think about this. Let's go with offensive coordinator. Who is the best offensive coordinator? And I'm going to exclude myself from this.
Okay. Well, unless you want to pull a little Bill Belichick. He's doing it all, but he's not doing it very well.
Yeah. OC, I'm going to go with I'm going to go with Dan.
No, you can't do that. How are you going to go with Dan when he can't play offense?
Here's why. Because Dan can't do it. He can't execute, but he does have the mind for it.
Okay.
And sometimes think about these players. Think about some of the best coaches in the NFL. What were they? Former players who couldn't do it. And that's Dan. So he'd be my. Actually, I'd make him my head coach. Dan could be my head coach. Let him take timeouts. Let him sub guys out. He'd be good at that.
Okay.
Offensive coordinator, I'm going QP.
Yeah.
QP can draw plays in the dirt, and he can be dynamic. I don't want him in charge of every situation, because QP sometimes gets bad at that, but he'd be good at that. And defensive coordinator, give me Matt. I respect Matt.
Matt, huh? Woo.
Here's the thing. Have you ever seen a guy hang 40 on Matt?
No. I mean, he's solid. I mean, he's very solid.
Mm-hmm. He's always prepared. And is he the number one defender in the SML? Probably not. Is he the most dynamic defense in the SML? Probably not. But he plays similar to how I play, and I like to view myself as a chameleon a little bit. I mix it up. I can play to my opponent, and Matt does it very well as well, and that's why I'd want him locking down a defense.
Wow, Matt, slow and steady wins the race, Matt, and that's why you're chosen by him. So, yeah, that's I would have chose everybody except for maybe Dan at head coach. Obviously you can't pick yourself, so I would have had you out there at GM and head coach doing double duty. We'll take care of you at the truth. We'll pay you that $75 million for 2 jobs. So, hey, I know you have 20 minutes, 19 minutes to a game. I want to thank you for coming on, and you know how it is. If you do it again, you'll be on this show again this time next year, this time next season. Good luck going forward, and good luck tonight in the game, Coach. Anything else to say?
Hey, man, I appreciate it. What an honor it is to be on the best show in the SML network.
Hey, here we go. Here we go.
Always gives the truth. And hey, thanks to everybody for listening. Sorry if I hurt anybody's feelings, but hey, somebody's going to have to stop me. Look at the stats. Everybody look at the stats right now. When you go on simmaddenleague.com, look at the champions banner. And when you go on there, you're going to see 1 for this cycle. And then the last 1, 2, 3, 4 Super Bowls. I've made 3 of the last 4. I've won 3 of the last 4. And I've made 4 of the last 5. If that's not a dynasty, if that's not the greatest of the modern era or ever, I don't know what is. But hey, I'm just saying. Thanks for listening to me. Paulie, I think you got some other stuff to talk about.
All right. Hey, Prime, go do your game. Thanks for telling the truth, man. I'll see you soon.
Hey, see ya.
All right. There's a champ. Here's the music. Let's go. The champ was here. The champ was here, baby. Let's do it. Oh yeah, the champ. I could see it, it was greatness in this room. He was in the booth with me. Right now, he just left. He's wearing his, all his. He has a picture with all his Sombardis and him holding it. Man, it got emotional. He's one of the greatest to ever do it. So you have to respect that. I've seen one here in New England for years, and now I see another one here in the SML. Pretty lucky. All right. So without further ado, let's run around the SML. Let's see who's doing what and who's not doing anything. Okay, first, let's see, NFC. Let's see let's go AFC. AFC begins with an A. Let's do AFC. Steelers. Okay, we got the Steelers. Colts. Tied record at the top. Chargers 10-4. Chiefs 10-3. Okay, all right. So now let's go per division. Let's go peep it out. AFC North. We have the Steelers. Old man Dan 12-2 as expected here. We got Dump with the Bengals. I mean, 10-4, not bad, not bad. He's getting there. He's getting to where people think he could be or should be. And then we got the Ravens. Old vet Mike here at 5-9. It's gonna be a rough cycle, especially with those two horses in the division. Mike, 5-9. I don't know. I just hope you can get 500 every season. That's what I hope for nowadays too. And then we got the Browns. This is surprising. NYT. I know he's been doing circuses and fairs and this and that, and I think that's coming to an end soon. So traditionally, I think NYT is a stronger player in the wintertime when, he can just go on his vacations and his yachts and concentrate a little bit more, So he's 5-9, so that's disappointing, but I think he will be better, until at least April when he gets back out there and, gets those rides going again for the people. Next division here, let's see. Oh, actually, this division, I think two of them are making the playoffs. Obviously, that's Dump and Dan. I think they're both dangerous. I think Dump has a lot of room for improvement. I think Dan's kind of reached a peak, what he's going to be. And obviously that's good, but I think he's beatable. AFC South, we got the Colts here at 12-2. They're gonna mop this division. This division's a sleeper. I mean, there's nobody that can hold his water in this division. We got RD at 10-4. Pretty good. Pretty similar actually to the last division I went over as far as records go. RD's a good player. Ex-Super Bowl champ. He can compete. He's going to make the playoffs, but he's going to have a hard time winning it with the GOAT unless, he pulls some stuff out of his hat. We got the Jaguars. They're currently at 6-8, DW just came back to the league. 6 wins is not bad from his first time in the SML in a little bit. And then we got Titans. We got Two-Step, who just beat me last second TD. I mean, anything's possible this Madden. You run the ball, you can't get stopped. It's frustrating, but you have to, just at the end of the day, just look at yourself in the mirror, and say it's me, not them that beat me. I beat myself. He's 3-11. I say there's 2 playoff teams from this division, obviously, and that's the Colts and the Texans. Next division, we got the AFC East. This is a division I should have gone into. I would have took the Jets instead of KJ, and I think I could have been competitive in this division, especially after football's done. I think I could challenge Bean. If I'm not going to win it all the time, at least I could have been more competitive than I am now. But Beanie's in first place with 9-4 and 1 tie. What the hell? Who ties in football? Then we got the Jets, KJ Lander. This is really bad division. Man, battle of the basement here. 4-10 Jets. Dolphins is somebody I'm very disappointed with the talent that he has on that team, and the record doesn't make sense. Like Finn's last Madden was, I would say, 500 or better player if I'm not mistaken. But this time around, maybe the age is showing a little bit. The arthritic fingers, much like Dan. 4-10. Then we got Figs, who's still figuring the game out there at 2-12. I know Figs. I mean, you got to go to prime school a little bit more, man. 2-12 with the Bills, not acceptable, buddy. But you're a great beer drinker, and you got to be good at something. Not everybody can be good at everything, right? So going off to the AFC West here, 10-4 Chargers. QP's doing his thing, and then we got the Chiefs. Clinky, very somebody under the radar, who's not really around much now. We got a new kid in the house, so it's understandable. 10-3, and we got the Raiders. We got the brother here, Gouda at 8-6. He's a fringe playoff team. And then we got the Broncos, who's, I don't know. Rowe is, I don't know. He's been on vacation, I feel like, since September. So I don't know. Either this dude's really rich or he just He just wants a number one pick every season. I'm not really sure what it is right now, but this division may have 3 playoff teams if Gouda can sneak a couple in the last couple weeks of the season. NFC North, how's it shaking out? Of course, the Bombski, 11-3. He's Fields. He's one of the best quarterbacks, young quarterbacks in the game. He's going to be a threat in the NFC year after year. We got AJ 8-6. Pretty good despite kind of rebuilding still. Packers 4-10 and myself 3-11. Been disappointing year for myself and the Packers, but I will figure it out. Got another month or so of football here, and I'll be figuring it out hopefully after that. I hope so, anyways. And then I think Bomber is the only one to make take the playoffs in this division. Maybe AJ if he has a hot end to the season. Okay, I'll say that. NFC South. We got the Falcons 8-5 with Doink. Another division that's just like, this division's kind of meh. It's 8-6 or 8-5. Doink got the Saints 6-8. I mean, he took like 4 sim losses and he's still 6-8, and that's Dom. We got the Panthers. Panthers at also 6-8 with Noel. Noel, my man, Overlord. You're the truth disciple from day one. You're my day one. Let's hit the lab together, in another couple of weeks. Let's try to figure things out. Let's help each other be below average. You know what I mean? Let's do it. I'm willing. Buccaneers, you got Gilly. Buccaneers 3-10. Gilly is what Gilly is at this point, even though he says he's getting better in chat. I think there's only maybe 1 playoff team here, maybe 2, but I'm thinking Doink's got the playoffs if he just keeps it up. The Eagles in the NFC East. You know who the Eagles is, right? Grandpa Woods is leading by 2 games in the NFC East. Unbelievable. Man, some people do not show their age here, and Woods is definitely one of those, man. Let me tell you, he's at 9-5. He's almost set to the playoffs unless, he pees down his leg from here on out. You got the Cowboys and Meats, pretty disappointing. For once being proclaimed as the next young big thing stud in the SML, he's still the folding chair, and that's his name, and it will be until he can prove he can do something. Instead of, he has the running back with all these abilities, and it's still pretty disappointed. I'm not going to lie on that. He's not really doing what people thought he would do. Okay, let's keep it at that. Then we got the Commanders, 7-7, Colt 45. He's hopefully rebuilding that team, but right now, any of these teams could make the playoff in this division. Even Titans, my man. My man is 7-7. So we got 3 teams at 7-7, believe it or not. That's pretty wild, 3 teams 7-7. I think you could have up to 2 or 3 teams making the playoffs out of this division because the rest of the NFC is so bad. So that being said, let's go up to the last division here. Rams, doing straw things here at 10-4. And my most surprised turnaround owner went from like the worst to the best. This is things that, wow. I mean, the old Paulie Bucks would be proud of this. This is what a comeback. He's made such an improvement. He has a great team. Now he has a quarterback. I think he drafted one. I mean, 9-4. He's going to be in the playoffs. Let's see. I haven't watched many of his games. I think I play him this year. So Biz doing Biz things. Big fan of the turnaround there in San Francisco. Then we got the Seahawks. I think they're 8-6. Big disappointment for Matt. Super Bowl champ being third in the division is never good. Matt, it's time to, just sack it up and just put your head down and just start winning the games Matt style. And this game is perfect for you if you do that. Seahawks there. We've got the Cardinals, Monty, trying to figure things out here. This is a tough division, especially with Biz's emergence as of late. After he took the HGH shot in the Keister, I think this division is a tough division. I think I see 2 to 3 teams making the playoffs in this division without a doubt. So that's the run around the league, what everybody's doing, who's doing good and who's not. The truth called it out. Last segment of the show here is water cooler talk for the boys. Water cooler talk for the boys. Let's get it. All right, I got one quick topic here. Just one quick topic. And I've been thinking about this a lot. The truth is, he has a reputation for telling the truth. And all my predictions pretty much, I would say, they're true. 99.9% I'm right. And I know that's not a quality that everybody can have. But when you've been around the game long enough, even though I can't play the game as much as I used to or be good like I used to, I can still see things. and have dreams and have perceptions. And what I've been seeing lately in my dreams, I wake up in cold sweats, and there's been whispers, and the whispers telling me that the NFC will not win a Super Bowl this cycle. And I'm looking at it. I'm looking at the standings, and I played Straw. He's good, but okay. I'm playing Bomber. He's a great QB, but okay. I'm seeing Matt being third in his division. And then on the other division, I'm seeing, Prime dominate. Dan dominate, even though he's not there yet. QP starting to figure things out at the right time. And then RD even, he can surprise people. And I'm saying, man, none of those AFC guys are scared of any of the NFC guys. Maybe Matt Prime's scared of him, but ain't nobody scared of anybody else. Like, Bomber won a title with one of the best teams in the game at the time, the Browns. I mean, Straw, it was, I don't know, he was a primer superstar legend, and he made it to the Super Bowl, but his team's still not there. I mean, he's good. He likes to throw over the middle of the cup a lot, but I don't know. I'm putting it out there. The prediction: the NFC will not win a Super Bowl this cycle. It's hot off the presses. I mean, there was a lot that went into this. I just didn't spit this out. It's just a feeling that I have. I woke up in cold sweats, and somebody was telling me in my ears the NFC's almost like the J. I'm in the NFC, and I play a lot of these guys. I don't beat them, but I see the competition that's there when I play Dan Prime, QP, even Clinky. I'll put him into that. I think, if Clinky played some of these guys in the NFC in the Super Bowl, I think he'd be happy. I think he'd rather play the NFC guys than 4 of the AFC guys. You know what I mean? So I'm going to call it right now, this cycle, unless Prime goes on hiatus and wants to give somebody a cookie and feels bad and give somebody in the NFC a crown, I'm calling it. AFC sweeping this cycle, 8-0, based on 8, and that's the truth, and I'm sticking to it. Hey, this is a great show. I'll see you guys again next season. I hope you guys like the show. More to come, and that's about it. The truth out.
The truth.